Hi everyone, my name's Louise Pratten and I'm an English teacher and digital coach here at Weston College in North Somerset. We've been working on our digital strategy ready for the coming year, and we've been focusing on using Microsoft Teams, Class Notebook, SharePoint and Canvas. And in this video, I'm just going to very briefly talk you through how we have been preparing each of those in readiness for our students this year, and hopefully you'll get some ideas from it and you'll find it helpful. Let me start by showing you around the team I've designed for our learners. You can see we've got the general channel, which we'll use for introductions, and an additional 3 channels ready for the different projects we'll be completing over the year. This is to make it easy for students to locate conversations and information on different topics. I'll be adding to the tabs at the top of the Teams page over the year. We'll use a range of tabs including Flipgrid, whiteboards, Poly and ThingLink throughout our work, and these will be added as we go. I'll also add on our GCSE English Language SharePoint, which I'll come back to a bit later on. I've designed the class notebook within Teams as a standardised model which will be used across our department. We get quite a lot of movement of students between classes over the year, so it's important that we have one unified approach so that students don't have to learn new systems if they have to move to a new class. When I set up the class notebook, I removed the sections suggested in the initial setup so that I have a blank canvas to work from. This is because I tend to favour creating section groups with sections within them, like this, which is easier to do from scratch. I've set up the section groups and subsections based on what I've found works best over the last 3 years. I've also added icons as a visual guide for learners to represent the different skills they will be learning, making it easier to identify what they're working on so that they become familiar with these over the course of the year and can see links between lessons and topics we're covering. For example, language appears both in paper 1 and in paper 2, so it's easy for them to see that that happens. All our lessons will be planned and prepared through the teacher-only section in the class notebook. This is so that we can build an online portfolio of students' work throughout the year. If students are working on paper, they will upload a photo of their work directly onto the notebook page using the camera function in the OneNote mobile app. The other benefit to setting up each lesson through Class Notebook is that they can be linked directly to a Teams assignment. This is where we really begin to see the benefit of Teams in creating a simple system for learners to use, as each lesson they can open up their assignments and everything they need for their lesson is already attached in their Class Notebook page. By going to Add Resources, you can simply choose the page that you want to add by clicking on Class Notebook and distribute it directly into the relevant folder for each student so that every student gets a copy ready to complete their work. For example, this initial assessment can now be placed into their Assessments and Targets and Mock Assessments folder. The great thing about this is that it also allows teachers to add rubrics and points, as well as Turnitin integration, making marking and assessment even quicker and easier, as well as providing data straight into Grades and Insights tabs in Teams. As well as their classwork and assessments being provided digitally, we're going to be supporting students studying GCSE English through the SharePoint I developed last year and the new Canvas course I've designed as a 6-week refresher course in preparation for their November exams. So starting with the SharePoint, I built this site so that students have access to all the general resources we use, including past papers and revision guides, examples of model responses, writing scaffolds, and links to video guides. The Canvas course is a week-by-week run-through of each exam question across both GCSE papers and includes detailed explanations of the question on the main page of the question. including what the examiner is looking for, top tips, and how to avoid common mistakes. Each page is also supported by a video walkthrough that we have created using Adobe Spark, which explains the skills at work in each question and leads students through how to use these skills to answer a question from a past paper. Once they have watched the video, students can then take a short quiz to check their understanding and finally have a go at their exam response. We've included model answers and opportunities for students to improve within the course so that students really get a rounded understanding of what's being asked of them and how to achieve the marks. We chose Canvas because we can lock the modules until a certain date or until students have completed the previous modules, which gives us a lot of control over how quickly students can move through the course. We're hoping that this will help students feel supported and will enable them to build their skills regardless of how much time they have to spend learning remotely. Thanks for listening, and I wish you success with your digital journey.